Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. Hello, Mr. Ghost Rider. This week, what happened to your Flashpoint Batman?
He is AIDS.
Oh, okay.
He's
So,
terrible. No. Well, no, he's cool, but munitions is garbage.
too late, too late.
So,
So, just give me a second to get things set up on my end. Anything special you could tell us about what you did this week?
uh, worked. Just work, work, work. So, nothing interesting.
Hello, Cars Thomas. Hello, WD Vike. Hello, Joe. Hello, Flash Fan. Hello, Atam. Hello, Easy Droop. Oh, Wonder Woman canceled accidentally. Let's try again. So, guys, today we are going to play the Batman raid. It's going to be the last week we're going to be able to do that. And afterwards, we'll go play some bounties. Normally, we would start with the Flashpoint bounties and work our way down. This week, we'll do it a bit different because most of the times we don't have time to reach the Wonderverse bounties. So today, what we'll do is that we will play the. Oh, here's our friend Bart. So today, what we'll do is that we will play the Batman raid. And then afterwards, we will go play the Wonderverse missions. And this time, we'll work our way up. We'll play the Wonderverse missions, then the Legion missions, the Wonderverse bounties, then the Legion bounties. And last, if we have time, we'll go play the Flashpoint bounties.
It looks like this guy made an accelerated man. Pretty
Could
cool.
be. Just give me a second. Someone is asking about the phase. Right now, we're on phase 7. So if you guys want to come and join us here, so let me check. Next list is asking for an invite. So let's send an invite. Sadly, obviously, there's only a limited amount of people we can get in the group. And I think that will be it, sadly. Yeah, we're pretty much full, Sinister Outcast. Sorry about that.
Wait, can we not fit one more person?
Well, I sent a tell, and oh, there he is. I had sent an invite to an Excel list. He wasn't quite ready yet, but there he is.
Alright.
So sorry, guys, we're pretty much full. On the hero side, it fills up pretty quick. I guess you can see now why we play heroes most of the month, and we'll only play villains on Evil Friday, the last Friday of the month, because there's a lot more heroes who want to play with us than villains. So it's a lot easier to make a full group of heroes as opposed to a full group of evil villains. It is sad, but that's how it is, and it's pretty normal. The population on the villain side not quite the same as on the hero side. And also the reason why I wanted to play the Save the Universe mission this week is not just because oh wrong force of habit. It's not just because it's the last week we're going to be able to play the mission. But also this week we will get double currency for the Save the Universe missions. So I guess we're stuck. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have no choice but to play the event version. Only, yeah, Future Flash. Okay, so let's play the event version. Not sure if we get the same amount of marks. I never really paid attention. It doesn't matter. There's a bit of lag in the menu, so it's sad, but there we go.
Yeah, they kind of need to optimize the menus a little bit more.
Yeah, I suppose. We're on phase 7, Thomas. Hello, Russ the Ruler. Let me backtrack a bit. I missed some of the chats. Yeah, sorry, Easy Droop. Oh, and there we go.
I hate this raid. It takes so long.
It is a big one. It is a big one. Although here we're on the event version, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Hopefully.
This is Batman. Oracle's told me how you fought
Uh,
Yeah, I agree, Connor, but sadly there's nothing we can do about that.
Brainiac has reactivated Brother Eye.
No, Sinister Outcast is the spawn in the group. We'll take a look at that.
Catwoman is trapped further along.
We have a nice Zod, or is it Superman, but they had to use the Zod emblem. Sadly, it's a compromise you have to do these days. Oh, out of the raids. Okay, so we'll see you out of the raid then. I thought you were in the group, Sinister Outcast. I guess when we come out of the raid, we could do a group shot or two. I have an idea maybe for a trailer that I'd like to make. So I might need a group shot or two with you guys for that. We'll see after the mission.
Really, eh?
Thomas Brooks is asking, do you have a crush on Black Widow? I have to admit, not really, no. What about you, Mr. Flashpoint?
No. There's only one comic character that I actually think is pretty hot throughout every single iteration, and that's Black Cat. That's it. I don't know why, but just... So, she looks really good.
The only one I would have a crush on would be Elektra, but the Jennifer Garner version.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I don't get a crush on comic book characters in comics, but in movies, yeah, I could see that happen. Oh,
Okay,
some
if we're
even.
doing actors, I'd say Gal Gadot.
Oh yeah, Gal Gadot was really charming. I have to give her that.
Yeah, for movies,
But,
definitely Gal Gadot.
But I didn't know Jennifer Garner way back when, and when I first saw her in the Daredevil movie, I have to admit I kind of had a bit of a crush on her in that film. And the chat goes a bit faster than I would like. Someone asked. Connor is asking about the Blue Beetle style. We were supposed to. Well, it was announced that we would get the Blue Beetle style sometimes in December. It turns out it's been pushed back a bit because now we're going to get it in January. Not sure exactly how we're going to get it. Are we going to get it from the daily rewards? Are we going to get it from the January anniversary event vendor? No idea at this point.
You know what? I can see them doing it as both. I can see it as it being a free physical thing that you get from the daily login, and then it slowly becoming available just to be able to buy somewhere else after. I could see that.
Could be. At this point, we're going to have to wait and see. Friends is asking, quick question, should I buy membership? I would say yes. These days you don't have to. The biggest difference I can think of right now with the membership is that you get all the rewards from the daily rewards, and those alone are worth. Those alone are pretty much worth the price of the membership. So I would say yes. I can't help but think that if you have only one character, yeah, you get a lot more stuff from the membership that you used to. If you have a lot of the characters, like some of us do, we kind of lose out a bit. We lose out a lot of source marks, a lot of nth metal with the new system. So, but if you only have the one character, and if you want to have what's in the daily rewards, yeah, that alone makes the membership worth it. What do you say to that, Mr. Flashpoint?
I mean, personally, I don't think membership's worth it in any case. But if you have the extra money to do it, then I guess it's worth it. But if you don't really have much money, then no, I wouldn't spend a dime on it then.
Oh, Russ the Ruler is saying DCUO got featured by DC Fandom this year. I hadn't seen that. I looked at the program for DC Fandom, and I looked at some of the videos. I haven't seen a mention of DCUO, so I was a bit disappointed. But if Russ is saying that they did mention it, okay.
That's cool.
Because also there's Wonder Woman Day for October 21st. And again, if you take a look at the list of all the stuff listed for Wonder Woman Day, DCUO appears nowhere in the list. So I was a bit bummed out by that, but Frost is saying that they didn't mention it. That's cool.
Honestly, I'm not really looking forward to Wonder Woman Day. I don't think there's gonna be anything I can use.
We'll see. I suspect that's when we're going to gain access to Nubia. From what I saw, from what we can see on the test server, she seems to be one of the better allies so far.
Yeah, definitely. But that's not going to be the same. They're probably going to nerf it. There's no way they're going to make something so powerful. There's no way.
You never know. And Yudo the hero is asking, how do you play acrobatics and fire? Holy crap, that would take a long time to explain, I guess.
I'm doing it.
I basically look at Mr. Flashpoint Batman. He's pretty much doing that. Although he's a terrible tank, so I'm not sure I would look at him.
Armored robotic custodian online.
Let's see. I gotta get rid of this.
Thomas Brooks is asking, do you think Batman can defeat anyone in the DC universe?
Garage has
It always
Honestly-
depends on who's writing the story. If the writer decides that Batman can punch and defeat Galactus, that's gonna happen.
See,
Oh.
I put it this way, okay? Batman has the most potential out of every character. He's not the most powerful, but he has the most potential. That's the way I look at it.
But ultimately, depending when the writer wants to take the story, that's what's gonna happen.
Because with Batman, the way he works is that he can build any technology, have anything in his utility belt, and have basically the entire story built up to his to the point where he's gonna win. You know what I mean? He has the most potential to be the most powerful character. He's just not the most powerful character. You know, he has everything to build up to become powerful. He's just not the most powerful.
Gamehead is asking, nobody knows when the Dev Invasion starts. I think they had an event in the afternoon, like around 3 o'clock or something like that. And they might have another event at 6 o'clock, if I remember correctly. So if you're looking for one of those events, one of them is already passed, I think, but the other one should be around 6 o'clock. Hello, Zvedan Kostik.
But yeah, as you were saying though, it comes down to the writers though, for sure.
Sinister Outcast is mentioning Obsidian Shield. Yeah, Obsidian Shield pretty much crunched the number for the Legends. I didn't look up if he was correct or not, or I didn't crunch the numbers to try to see if he was off by maybe 0.25%. It doesn't matter. I pretty much trust his numbers. So if last I checked, Obsidian Shield was pretty much mentioning that right now pretty much the best ally by far is Cyborg. But from what I remember, I think Nubia will be pretty good as well. Thank you, Zvedan. It's much appreciated. Sorry, Robert, if you missed it. Right now I play on PS4, but I also play on PC sometimes.
Do you think after this Legion of Doom DLC we'll get a Lantern DLC?
I think there is going to be some Lantern stuff in the next 2 DLC. Sharon pretty much mentioned or teased us with the Ultraviolet Lantern. There was also the announcement by I think Jackster that also mentioned that. So we know there's some Ultra Lantern stuff coming up. Although people did ask if we were getting the Ultraviolet Lantern power, we're not going to get that, but we will get some Ultraviolet Lantern related stuff. Shield is asking, are you a fan of the Injustice games and comics? The games were fine. I'm not a big fan of fighting games, so I played the first game a little bit. I tried out the second game just like the first chapter or something, but I'm not big into fighting games. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not really big into it either, but I actually like the story of the Injustice.
The
games.
comic was pretty cool. They went all out and they had some pretty freaky stuff in there. Like seeing a Yellow Lantern Superman was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've only played the games. I've never actually read any comics about it. I do want to see the movie though. The movie that I think it just came out, right?
Did it? Or I know there's a movie coming up, but no idea when it's going to come out. But if you're saying it already came out,
I think it did. I think because I saw something about it online, about reviews about it. So I think it came out.
Payaso is saying, hope you guys are doing good today. We are. And there's Fred, who's I think is leaving us a message in Spanish. Sadly, Fred, I don't really read Spanish. My Spanish is pretty much the only Spanish I really know is El Chupacabra or Que Pasa. We pretty much covered all, if not most, if not all, of the Spanish that I know.
I don't even know what those mean.
Come on, El Chupacabra. Yeah. It's a how do they call it? Goat sucking blood or blood sucking goat or something like that.
Okay. Interesting word to know, I guess.
Well, it's from an episode of X-Files. Basically, they go to, I don't know if they go across the border or close to the border, and there's this whole legend about the El Chupacabra, and so basically some sort of Mexican vampire, if we can
Executive command. Live fire.
sum it up.
Hmm. Oh,
Oh,
no,
there's always people
okay.
pretending to be me. Sadly, there's nothing really I can do about that. If there's someone on Xbox pretending to be me, I can't stop them. I don't play on Xbox. I don't play on Switch. So if you see anyone on Xbox or on Switch who pretends to be me, obviously it's not me. So don't be fooled by those.
Hmm. It's actually kind of funny. Imagine that someone that likes you so much, they want to be you.
Thank you for the translation. And welcome to DCUO, Fred. It's always nice to see some new people. We always need new people. Actually, right now we need a lot of new people. There's sadly, I would say there's at least quite a few players who sadly gave up on DCUO with the new changes.
Yep. Okay.
It's sad, but that was to be expected.
You know what? That's fine. Filter out toxic players. That's all it's doing.
Not sure if it's really the toxic players that have been filtered out, but we'll see.
I see.
But the thing is that DCO is not that big a game. We don't have that big a population. Like it's not like if we had 50 million players, yeah, you could say screw that, let them leave. But we don't really. We need pretty much any players we can get, especially on smaller servers like on Switch and on Xbox. People on those servers desperately need new players. Thomas Brooks is asking, "What's your thought on Superman and Lois?" The show was fine. I kind of liked it,
Stupid drones.
but not enough that I think I missed out the last 3 episodes. So I haven't seen the last 3 episodes. So I liked it, but not enough to keep up. I'm sure at some point I will go and watch those episodes, but it's not something where I thought, oh, I have to see the next episode. I liked it well enough, but I've seen up to the point where they find out who Morgan Edge is. I'm not going to spoil it
I've
just in
learned my
case.
lesson. This is the last time I try to break into the
But
Batcave.
I haven't seen. Yeah, I think I missed the last 3 episodes. So I liked it, but not enough to keep up with it. The same with.
tried watching it.
Disable the
Sorry?
computer behind me.
I was just gonna say I tried watching it, but every time I try to watch it, it just doesn't load. So just like I can't watch it online. It's, oh
You
well.
evil pirate. That'll
Here I
teach you.
thought I'd drop in on Batman for a little private time.
Oh
Could
well.
have sworn I heard
I'm right
something.
in the middle of Brainiac and Brother Eye making Omax.
I just wanted to see what if it was any good, you know. And every time I try to watch it, it just cuts out. I'm like, alright.
It's fine. It's just I'm a little burnt out on the whole family drama. It was fine with Arrow. It was fine with the Flash, but I guess after years and years of watching the CW TV shows and having all that family drama, by the time we got Black Lightning, I just couldn't handle it. I couldn't take any more family drama, and there was a bit of that in Superman. So that might be why I don't feel like I need to watch the show all that much. The show is fine. Like where there's some Superman scenes, those scenes are fine enough. But the whole family drama, I could do with less of that.
Yeah. See, I liked Smallville back when it was on. The only thing I didn't like with Smallville is that they gave every single villain the power from Kryptonite.
Of course.
That's the only thing. That's the only thing I didn't like. Is that everyone got powers from Kryptonite?
Well, that was the one thing that they had that the real world didn't have. Like, so there was one thing they had to kind of explain people getting superpowers.
Kinda
also
like how the Flash, you have the particle accelerator.
And also they were working really hard in Smallville not to make a superhero series. Like even though it was a series about Superman, you could tell they really didn't want to make a superhero series. So they were going out of their ways to try not to do that.
Basically, what you're saying is they're using Superman name just to get the show just started and get a fan base basically.
Of course, they Sadly, they do that most of the time. Even with Arrow, you could tell early on that they were really embarrassed to be doing a superhero TV show, and they were working really hard to pretend that it wasn't. Up to the point where I forget if it's the first or second episode. At some point, someone asks what they should call that new vigilante, and someone mentions, "Oh, we should call it Green Arrow," and then Oliver Queen himself says, "Ah, that name is stupid." And at the time, you could tell that they did not want to embrace the fact that they were making a superhero TV show. They wanted to make it as much not a superhero TV show as possible. And after the success of The Flash, then I think they finally caved in, and then they really leaned into the superhero aspect. But before that, you could tell they were pretty much embarrassed to be making a superhero TV show. And you have to wonder, like, if they were so embarrassed, why make a superhero TV show to begin with? But you hit the nail on the head. It gives them a built-in fan base from the start. Yeah. And usually, very often, they feel that they don't need to follow the comics, the source material. They can just borrow the license and change it so that they can do whatever they want.
I think all they need to do is just cancel all their shows on CW and whatever networks they got, and just stick with maybe 2 to 3 shows and put all their budget into that. That's what I think.
Doesn't work like that. Even if they had only 2 or 3 shows, they wouldn't invest more money on each show. If they do show, you have to understand on the CWO they're making shows for very low budget, and even if they were to have less shows, they wouldn't put more monies in those shows. They would put the same amount of money. They just would have less show.
If you look at the shows like that Disney puts out, like Mandalorian, that is really good stuff. Like, it's actually good. You know?
Yeah, but you can see where they're cutting corners to keep the budget down. Like some episodes were barely. I think one was not even 30 minutes. I think there was one episode that was like 27 minutes short. So they're even though they seem to be spending money on the Mandalorian, they're cutting corners in quite a few ways to be able to keep the cost down. Also, they have their new technology. I forget how they call it. Basically, they have like a big LED screen.
Yeah, I saw it go all the way around.
So that is something that it's a game changer. It allows them to cut down costs tremendously, and odds are they're going to do most, if not all, of their TV shows using that technology. And odds are they'll probably start making some of their movies using that as well.
Like, it's so cool. Like, they can really on their own computer screen move things around on that screen with like a little pen and stuff. It's so cool. It's sick. Like it's like actual 3D objects on that screen you can move around. It's pretty cool. But it's really advanced shit.
Jeffrey's asking, can you put an empty big mist container with the control system over a base armory? I want to see if it's possible. It is possible, but it works better with depending on which armory you have. Like some armory are super huge, so it's not so possible with those. But with some of the smaller armories, yeah, it works well enough. Favorite game of 2021 so far? DC Universe Online. I don't play. I don't play that many games, and this is the game I play the most by far, by a country mile.
Yep. Of all the years I've been playing games, I've actually, like, all my friends end up quitting their games eventually, but this is like the one game where the friends I know that played this game with have never quit the game completely.
Uh-oh, tried to answer my phone.
But seeing the ratings on Batwoman for the first episode of season 3, odds are they're gonna have to cancel some of their shows eventually. The ratings are pretty abysmal.
They should have canceled once the actress went away.
Well, that show should have been canceled after season 1, but there's no way they're going to cancel it. They're trying to, let's say, push that character a lot. Even though, ironically enough, it's technically not the same character, seeing how they changed the actress after the first season.
I don't even know what happened to the actress. She just kind of like, yeah, I'm out, peace.
There's
I
a
don't even know what happened.
there was a few different versions. At some point, they were saying that she did hurt her back, so she didn't want to keep on doing the show because of that. Then others said that apparently she had a contract to do another show and decided to go for that instead, and then the other show didn't happen. I don't know. I heard a whole bunch of different versions.
I think she just didn't like the show.
Could be, could be.
Like, she had an interview with one of those late night shows at one point.
Yeah, at some point she was. You could tell she didn't like the show very much. But then when the new project she was supposed to work on it didn't happen, then she started changing her tune and saying, "Oh, I wouldn't mind coming on Batwoman in a future season." So I don't know. There's
I can tell she doesn't like the show at all. She doesn't enjoy it. She just puts on a happy face to, to tell people, oh yeah, it's good,
Our friend Jeffrey is saying Batwoman is total trash. I'll trust your word on it. I watched only the first 3, 4, 6 episodes. I forget. The first episode wasn't too bad. It was basically Batman Begins, but with a sex change. And there was one or two cringe line, like the cringe line where she says, "Oh, the bat costume will be perfect when you change it for a woman." That was horrible dialogue. But at first it seemed like it could have been okay despite a few cringe moments. But then from episode to episode it became worse and worse. Yeah, she did have an injury at some point, and by the end of the first season they kind of used that as an excuse for her not coming back. But there seems as Flashpoint mentioned at some point in the interviews, you could tell that she really didn't like the show. But then at some point she kind of changed her tune, and we're saying that she would like to come back. So I don't know.
No, she'd like to come back to get money, and she wouldn't like to come back because she enjoys it. She doesn't like working for the CW. You can tell.
Could be. Jeffrey's saying Batwoman was only good in the crossover episode. Yeah, the crossover episodes were kind of special. Even some of the less good characters were kind of not bad in those episodes. The crossovers were pretty nice overall.
See, I just don't like how they paid off John Wesley Shipp's Flash. That's the only thing I didn't like, is how they paid him off.
Jeffrey's saying Legends could have been great, but they need to cancel that too. Well, Legends they changed. After the first season already, you could see the change, but by season 3, they turned the show into a full-blown comedy. So, yeah, they went from a superhero show to a comedy, and also you could tell that they were trying desperately to lower the budget. They got rid of Firestorm, which probably was a pretty tough on their budget whenever they would have a scene with Firestorm because of all the special effects. But even there's a season where with the doll, what was it called, Beepo or something like that, Beepo, where they gave everyone a magic amulet, and instead of using the powers, which probably was expensive on the budget, they had these weird magical shiny light powers that were not very defined. So you could tell that they were desperately trying to cut down on cost and lower the budget of producing the show. And their solution to that was to turn it into a comedy. Instead of doing an action superhero show, they turned it into a comedy, and they tried to lower the budget.
To be honest though, I kind of like what's it called, Heatwave's comedy though. Heatwave's comedy is just so dark it's funny.
Oh, it was nice when he had like this chemistry with Captain Cold. The two of them together, they were priceless. But eventually they turned the whole show into a comedy, and nah, not really.
See, I just liked it, what's it called, whenever Heatwave would interact with different people that he never met before, like Supergirl, and I remember seeing there, like, so what's your background story? I burned my parents in a fire, and he's like, oh, that's colorful.
Thank you, Cody, much appreciated. Jeffrey saying Stargirl is good so far with Eclipso and Green Lantern. I watched the first, I think, 6 episodes of Stargirl. It really wasn't for me. So I pretty much gave up on that. Although I know they're going to have a cameo by John Wesley Shipp playing the Flash, so I'm almost tempted to give that a try. And if they have Green Lantern, it's Alan Scott Green Lantern, right? That they have in Stargirl, if I recall correctly. So yeah, I would be kind of interested in that.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool though. Actually, John Wesley Shipp coming back as I guess the original Flash. Hey, gig there. That'd be cool.
Then we should waste no time getting you to that new shell, brother eye.
Well, it's one of the things they did with the Flash that was pretty much genius. They managed to find ways to reuse some older actors who had been in DC properties in the past.
Yep. Like what's her name there? Scientist from the original 1990s Flash there.
Oh yeah, Tina McGee.
Tina McGee, yeah, they brought her back into the new start. What's called for Mercury Labs now.
Yes.
That was interesting. I like that. That was a good way to pay homage to her, you know.
Well, they had some good ideas, and they even had some good stories for the first couple of seasons. But I don't know, something got lost along the way.
Or the other thing I liked was how they only brought him back for one episode, but they brought Julio back for one episode.
Oh yeah.
I like that. He was one of my favorite characters from the 1990s.
Well, it was a fun. Well, he was the Cisco of the show, basically, way back when.
Yep. He looks way different though. Holy crap.
Well, it's been 30 years, so yeah, I guess he does.
You know what I really want to see though is I want to see. I'm not sure if you remember this character from the 1990 Flash, but it was the Nightshade. I really want to see them bring him back in some form in the new shows. I mean, it could be a different actor because you don't see who's underneath the mask, but it'd be cool to see him make a return, or at least his suit or something, you know, as a little Easter egg.
Well, at this point, honestly, I don't really care. I don't watch the show anymore, so they can bring back or not bring back anyone they want. I pretty much gave up on that show some time ago.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I kind of don't do that, watch the shows anymore. But even when I do tune in the occasional, I would like to at least see some of those things, you know, from the past. It'd be a good memory, you know. Because that's the thing is, they're appealing to basically kids now, right? They don't appeal to the older generations, right? So
yeah.
Well, like that would be kind of like a good tribute to the older fans, you know.
They don't care about the older fans. I wouldn't even go as far as to say they're actively trying to get rid of the older fans. So I don't expect them to do anything for the older fans anytime soon.
Your chances of success.
Although I'm curious to see if there's going to be a crossover this year, and what it's going to be. Like we had Crisis on Earth X, we had Crisis on Infinite Earths, but what else can they do as a crossover now?
They could probably do Titans meet with the CW crew and do JLD.
Maybe.
You know,
it's true that the Titans still on the Titans have their own Earth still, right?
That's what I mean. They can do a crossover,
okay.
And they can do Raven, Zatanna, and what's her name there? Donna Troy. You know what I mean? And maybe Constantine from the CW, and then maybe have I don't know, Flash because he's a, you know, it's a Justice League and it's a JLD crossover, so it makes sense. I think it'd be a good idea.
You and your allies have not won here.
You know, but again, I don't really watch the shows anymore except for Titans. Titans is the only one I really like at this point. But
yeah, I've been meaning to take a look at Titans again, but I haven't done that just yet.
I actually like the latest season. The first season I didn't mind, and the newest season I don't mind either.
Jeffrey wants me to show the Batcave in the Matter Lair. Sure, I'll do that. Actually, I'll do that right now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You have lost
Cars Thomas is saying there's a crossover happening. It's called Armageddon. So is that going to be with Monarch?
did his whammy, the communication relay flared and shorted out my whole system. Wait. Where's
You
Batman?
do anything new with your
You
manor?
have to go after him. We can't let him
Well,
be
not
taken by
especially.
Brainiac. I'll
Although,
disable the
yeah, I
force
did
field.
do
Just give
something
me a
with
second.
the Batcave of my Batman manor. Basically, I was able to set almost all the armories in the
Systems
Batcave,
keep scrambling
like
my...
at the bottom of the Batcave.
This will take some time. You go. I'll summon you in as soon as this is
Let's see
down.
if I can show it before we move on to the next part. So, guys, go to the Wonderverse open world. I'll join you in like just a minute.
Yep.
So if anyone in the chat wants to join us in the Wonderverse open world map, we'll go there to play the Wonderverse Bounties. And if you're not in the group, doesn't matter. You can still join us. No problem.
And I'm sure there'll be other people already in the open world doing stuff, so we'll have more backup.
Could be.
Bases.
Well, let's see if I can find my base amongst the thousands of bases.
Is it multi-armory?
No, it's my Batman base.
Oh, I don't think I have access. No, I don't. Alright, I'll just go to Wonderverse then.
There it is. Oh yeah, Russ, I'm still decorating a lot of my lairs. Too many decoration to do and just not enough time. It's just that I made a video about my manor lair some time ago, but afterwards, at the time I only had set up like 4 armories in the lair. Like I had just set up the 4 armories here, and then I was wondering where could I put my armories. I was planning to put the armories into another lair, but actually they fit kind of well right here. So there's still yeah, the platform here isn't that big to put stuff in, but you can still put a whole bunch of stuff down here if you want to. I guess the one thing that's really missing is to be able to put items on the walls or on the ceiling for that matter. Like the ceiling is pretty small where you can put stuff, but down here you can put a lot of armories, a lot of other stuff if you want to. Hello, Kevin. Oh yeah, if you haven't played in a while, there'll be a lot of new stuff for you here. So let's get out of here.
Ooh.
I'm not sure why you cannot place the armories where I did. You should be able to, but oh, I missed out.
Did they fix the armories in the manor yet?
Oh yeah, the armories are fixed. Jeffrey's asking how many bases can one toon have? You can have up to 8 bases now. They've increased the amount at some point.
Oh wow. Okay, that's good. That was only like 4 or 6.
It depends on the armories, Jeffrey. It would fit on a smaller one, but on a bigger one, it could probably fit still on a bigger one, but it probably won't look very good because the armory will be too big. You can have up to 16 armories, Rusty Ruler. So if you need more, I understand. Heck, I have 16 and I still need more. 16 just isn't enough. Oh, let's pick up the missions first.
Let no selfish god, new god, or bloodthirsty mortal see victory on this day.
So guys, we are in phase. If you want to come and join us, we're in phase 2. Only 3 phases, so it shouldn't be too hard to find us. We have a nice Batman Gotham by Gaslight over here. Pretty cool look.
We're at the
oh, actually, it's
Olympian
Batman Nevermore with the mask. Oh, sorry?
We're at the Olympian area.
Okay, I'll get there. I'll just pick up the missions and I'll meet you soon.
Yep.
Ares attempts to harry our weakest front with magical creatures.
Oh, you're welcome, Jeffrey. I know you've been watching this channel for years and years, so I could do that for you. Oh yeah, I heard something about Despero.
What's that? What about Despero?
Apparently Despero is going to be the big bad, evil villain of the crossover.
I don't even know who that is.
Ah, you're very disappointed.
Doesn't ring a bell. Maybe I'd have to see who they are, and maybe
It's the very first villain that the JSA fought. No, actually, the second villain. The first one was Starro. It's in the early days of the Justice League. He was one of their villains, and he came back. He came back from time to time. There's also an even awesome episode of Justice League the animated series with him.
Okay, then I've probably seen it.
He's like a pink with a he has like this big fin on his head.
I have to look at him. Let me look him up. Sparrow is his name?
Despero. Despero.
Ever have the Amazons meddled in our
For whether they'll make Despero correctly or
yeah.
not, it's anyone's guess. Starscream. They could make him good. They could make him decide to make him completely different. Sometimes they stay very close to the source material. Sometimes they figure they can do whatever they want and they completely mess up the source material. So for Despero, we're gonna have to wait and see. It's a 50-50 shot.
Okay, yeah, I remember him now.
Yeah, he
I
has a
didn't know his name.
fin more. Sorry?
I just didn't remember his name. I just knew what he looked like.
It's alright. Well, the look also did change throughout the years.
They do that with every character, though.
Yep.
Like, you can look at Johnny Blaze when he first came out to now, and you look at first Batman when he first came out to now, Superman to now, they all look way different, you know? It's crazy. And even then, the very first version of those characters probably weren't even, the same characters, you know? They kind of evolved to be new characters of the same character, you know, if that makes any sense.
Well, they tried to bring back when they tried to bring back Ghost Riders in the early 90s. That's when they created Danny Ketch. For some reason, they didn't want to bring back Johnny Blaze for I don't know why. So they felt they had to create a new Ghost Rider for, I suspect, either a new audience or sometimes there's a monetary. Not sure how to probably say that. Sometimes they're motivated by money. Like if so, let's say a comic creator decide, okay, we're going to bring back Ghost Rider, and we're going to use Johnny Blaze. They did not create Johnny Blaze, so they're not going to profit from that. As opposed to if they create a new Ghost Rider, and then they can claim, oh, I created that character, and they get a percentage on whatever profit they make with the character from now on.
Well, it's also the same thing too. If they take a break from a certain character, and then they reintroduce them back, people will get excited about them again, and so that also brings in more money later down the road. You know, it's like a car, okay? You have a Mustang. They make Mustangs, right? Mustangs make a lot of money. If they were to stop making Mustangs for like, 5, 6, 7 years, and then all of a sudden they reintroduce it back, their first initial sales is going to be skyrocketing. You know, it's just the way humans are. When something disappears and then it comes back again, people get excited.
We're in phase 2, Starscream. Yeah, but very often it's more complicated than that, because when they actually did bring back Johnny Blaze, and the character was fine. People liked him fine. So. Oh, we lost the Ghost Rider. What If, from what I understand, wasn't very good. I haven't watched it myself, but from what I heard, So there's a few objectives we can wait while we can do while we wait for the bounties. I didn't watch What If. The few previews I saw convinced me not to watch it. It seems that their idea way back when with What If, they would come up with a new situation. They would make a change that would change everything. But from what I understand, like the episode with Agent Carter, all they did is that they redid Captain America: The First Avenger, but instead of Steve Rogers, it's Sharon Carter. Nothing really was different, other than she was a much better Captain America than Steve Rogers. So they kind of missed the point of What If, from what I understand. Mr. Flashpoint Batman, are you back?
Yes, I am.
Do you mind starting a new group? We could have like 2 groups instead of just the one.
Yeah, sure. Just let me tell anyone, and I'll invite you to a group.
Type your name in the chat so that people know which name to look for. And how to spell it.
Sure.
Not sure why. I should have known. I hate it when you're about to turn into a rhino. You get frozen for like 3, 5, 6 seconds. We're on Cody is asking what server we are. We're on a US PlayStation 4 PC. And the phase, I'm not going to be able to check the phase. We're on phase 2. That shouldn't have changed. My favorite Batman, it's Batman from the 70s, early 80s by Jim Aparo. That's pretty much by far my favorite. So if you guys want to join, our friend Flashpoint Batman is making a second group. So if you want to join Flashpoint's group, we'll be able to have 2 groups playing the bounties.
Temper your joy along with your steel. Fanatics will always win.
And let's defeat Orion. If we're lucky, maybe one of us will get the Mother Box. Although it seems to be a pretty rare drop. It's been ages and ages since I saw a Mother Box drop from Orion. Thank you, Joshua.
Alright. Here's Orion.
So let's go to... I don't know if we can go to Hydra.
Oh, well, we should be able to. I'll use the next one.
Yeah, but if no one defeated Merc or Ares, we're gonna have to start over.
Ares was defeated. I saw that Ares was defeated when I first phased here, so...
Okay, so let's wait a bit. Anyway, we have to wait anyway, so... yeah, there was an event, if I remember correctly, earlier this afternoon. And there'll be another event, I think at 6. Well, let's go check the forums. Because why not? We're waiting anyway. Oh, Cars Thomas is saying that the Armageddon crossover will be a 5-part. Thank you, Cody. Much appreciated. This was a fun open world. I played it quite a lot when it was first released, and we had the Wonderverse episode for quite a long time for some reason. So we had plenty of time to play and replay that episode. So it was a fun bit. Although by the time we finished the Wonderverse episode, I guess we were a bit burnt out from the bounties when they gave us the Legion episode.
I don't know if people are getting my invites or not, because I think I might be glitching out. Because you know how when you go in the text there, it tells you that your invite has been sent?
Yeah.
Not showing. I think it might be glitched. Hold on. Let me try leaving the group and re-inviting. Group. Let's try that.
So if I trust what Meps is posting in the forums, basically they had a stream that started at 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Not working.
So I think that should be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I might be mistaken. And they had also a stream earlier today at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, but that one is probably long gone.
Oh yeah, we got a big group here.
Oh, Major is saying, oh yeah, the Hydra is still slumbering, so we're gonna have to start from the beginning. So we're gonna have to wait for Merc, and it'll take a while because we have to wait for the timer for the Hydra, and then we'll get Merc. Basically, Joshua, we stream every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Normally, we stream for about an hour. There's a few times where it lasted a bit more. Like last week, what was it? Like 2 hours and a half, 3 hours, I forget. But so normally it's at least 1 hour. But once in a while, if there's a special occasion, we might do a bit longer than that. Oh, Cars Thomas is saying the actor playing Eddie Thawne is coming back. I kind of liked him, so I'm glad if he makes a comeback. Oh, the 10 a.m. is on tomorrow. Okay. Drill, if your DC name is Multiverse, I'm green with envy.
Buy it off of him.
Yeah, but by the time I thought of the name Multiverse, it was too late. I had to cheat a bit to get the name, otherwise I would not have it. Thank you, Cody. Yeah, the videos announcing new stuff. I usually are videos that do pretty well.
I was thinking making another Ghost Rider character.
Why, one isn't enough?
Well, it's because of the body type thing. The one I want to do is I want to do the Red Hulk Ghost Rider.
Oh, I see. And what about your volcano lair? Did you manage to get that?
Yeah, I got it. I can show you later if you want. Decorate it a bit.
Jeffrey's asking, can things be put on the wall of the Manor Lair cave? Not really. I wasn't able. There's one wall where you can put some stuff, but it's pretty limited. Joshua is saying he's trying to create Cosmos. I'm not sure. Doesn't ring a bell.
Here, let me click on the stream.
Oh yeah, it's about time that Flash gets his classic gold boots.
Wait, he's getting gold boots now?
That's what the Cars Thomas is mentioning.
Good.
Jeffrey is saying the devs are live on Twitch right now. They're doing the base tour thing. So if you guys want to watch that, I won't. I'll understand. Yeah, for the walls in the cave, I'm not sure why they did it like that, but even in the cave lair, there's some walls where you cannot put stuff because if I guess they need a flat wall to be able to place stuff. Drill is asking how long have you had the name Multiverse? For about 6 years now. Basically, when I started the channel calling it Heroes or something like that. But I knew at the time that I would probably change the name of the channel. I just didn't know what to call the channel at the time, so I called it Heroes as a placeholder. And about a month or two later, after a discussion in the forums, the name Multiverse, I thought of the name Multiverse, and that's how I decided to call the channel. Yeah, there's only one wall where we can put some stuff in the cave. So if you have a lot of wall items, or if you have a big wall item, it might be a tight fit. Yeah,
I was kind of
you can hang
disappointed
some
with the
stuff on the
platform.
ceiling. Oh, sorry, Mr. Flashpoint. Yes.
I was just saying, I was disappointed with the platform on the Bat Cave in the manor. It was very small, not enough room, and there wasn't like with the one wall too. It kind of makes like the rest of the space, I don't know, kind of hard to place things. You know, like it's nice to have walls on both sides, so you can place things around and make it look nice and even. Whereas if you have only on one wall, it looks very empty. You know, like having a, for example, you know, you have a wall, and if you put you want to have a computer, well, if there's no wall behind it, it kind of looks kind of odd with the computer just hanging there. I don't know. I feel like there need to be more walls you can put things on.
Cody is asking, what's the best way to get quarks? There's no miracle. You get some quarks from you get some stabilizer fragments from the daily rewards, which allows you to open time capsule to get quarks. But at the end of the day, in order to be able to get quarks, you have to open time capsule. Once in a while, there'll be things like during the Halloween seasonal, we have the tickle buckets that once in a while will give you quarks. But if you really want to have quarks, you have to open time capsule. That's pretty much the one way.
You know what I think would have been cool is if they are in the Batcave there in the manor, is if they gave us that Batmobile platform, you know, that spins there and where he puts his Batmobile. That would have been so sick if you can have that.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
And allow us to place like a Batmobile on it or something like that. Oh, that'd be so cool.
Drill is asking, do you play Xbox? If not, will you ever play Xbox? Well, Drill, I don't have an Xbox, so until I actually purchase one, it's not even an option. And even then, I already play on PlayStation, I already play on PC, and I have a lot of characters. So I'm not sure I want to start again on a third platform. But you never know. Never say never. Well, maybe someday I'll decide to get an Xbox. If we ever get crossplay, then I could maybe consider it. But we'll see.
I think crossplay might be a thing in the future. I think you know, once the next version of this game comes out, it might not be right away, but I think we might get crossplay. I think they might be leaning away from being a PlayStation exclusively bonus featured stuff in this game, because you know how they like to feature PlayStation crap for this game. I think that might be at its ends very soon. Because PlayStation doesn't make a profit off of this game very much anymore. So I could definitely see them ending the deal and making this fully crossplay.
Drill is saying, if you do, I have the name the Multiverse for you. Would you do that for me? And what would you want in exchange, Mr. Drill?
$20.
Cody is asking, I appreciate all the help you do. And do you think the game will give us like 1,000 quarks, like they gave 150 source marks at some point? I don't think so. I'd be really surprised. Source marks, you can purchase items in the game, so they can give some of those. It doesn't really matter. For quarks, we're talking about stuff that technically we have to get using the real cash. Yeah, once in a while they might give us some, but I wouldn't expect them to give us 1,000 quarks.
I'd love that, man. I'd love 1,000 quarks.
The closest to that I would see is that when they give us the 20% discount on the quarks vendor, then yeah, technically they give us 1,000 quarks, because the items goes from 5,000 to 4,000 quarks. That's the one way I can see them giving us like the equivalent of 1,000 quarks. Other than that, I don't see that happening. A reset for PC. Well, right now we do have a sale. Oh, wrong clicky.
This guy making a cat in a hat.
Yes, it is a cat in the hat. By reset, I assume you mean the respect tokens. Right now we do have a sale for the respect tokens, so depending on what you want to quote-unquote reset, the price will be a bit different. Oh, is this the evil merc?
He's not evil, he's just protecting his kind.
Nah, he's evil, and he sounds fishy also. Or he smells fishy. One of those.
He smells murky.
Could be, could be.
Well, this was easy.
I didn't want to miss all the fun.
They didn't nerf Merc and they didn't tell us.
Hey look, I'm bacon.
Well, I have to admit I won't complain because at some point I was really tired of Merc charging and charging. At some point he was spam charging. So if he does, if he goes down quickly enough, I won't complain about that. Jeffrey's saying we need the Robin Memorial. Absolutely.
Why?
It would be a nice base item to have.
I have a little scene on one of my Batman characters where I have the Jason Todd scene where Joker kind of beat the crap out of him. So I have that as a scene in one of my bases. Pretty cool.
Drill for merging Xbox and PlayStation doesn't matter. They did that with PC and PlayStation way back when, before they merged PlayStation and PC. The prices on PC were much lower than on PlayStation, and when they merged the two servers, the prices evened out eventually. So it doesn't matter if the prices are, if there's a huge if there's a huge price difference between the PlayStation and Xbox. It would all of a sudden people on Xbox would be able to sell their valuable items for a lot more cash than they would before, and they would catch up to the PlayStation players. And it might drive the price down a bit because we would get a lot more items for sale on the broker. But in the end, eventually it would balance out. So even if the prices are way different on Xbox and PlayStation, they could still merge the two.
You know, I discovered something I never knew about that you can get from the vault in the game. Well, you can't get any more in the vault because the vault doesn't exist, kind of. But I never knew you can get there's this version of Batman gauntlets you can get from there. I didn't even know that. And if you were if you were flight or super speed, it would give you acrobatics. I didn't even know that.
Yes, the Bat gauntlets.
Crazy.
Now you can get them for what, 350 tokens, 350, something like that.
300.
300. So.
Yeah, I didn't even know they existed. I knew the Flash Boots and the Joker jetpack existed, but I never knew about those gauntlets.
Okay, Alexa.
Drill, I'm not. You're mistaken. I'm not friends with the devs. I'm a player just like you, and the devs. They know of me because of my videos, but that's pretty much the extent of it. Sadly, people sometimes think that I work for DCUO, or in your case, that I'm friends with the devs. No, sadly, I'm not. I wish I could. I wish I could say that I am, and I wish I could influence them in some way. But they don't. They don't really know me, and they don't. They certainly don't listen to me. I can tell you that.
Well, yeah, they definitely watch your videos for sure, though.
Well, I'm sure they watch them, but I don't think they. I don't think they really like on test. I did play on test quite a bit when we got the House of Legends, and I can tell you that there's I think there's one thing that they listened to that I said. It was to move one of the console that was in the way when we were trying to use the Ori. That's the one thing that I know they listened to. But other than that, nah, they don't. I don't have any influence on the devs.
Yeah.
The best way to make money at the moment, sell our rare items. It's hard to tell because like not too long ago we had the iconic weapons that were added to the game. That was a great way to make money. I sold the Alan Scott sword 3, 4, 5 times for like 50 million a piece. So that was a great way to make money. But right now the swords are not as expensive as they once were.
Hey, do you remember that mission there in the Birds of Prey solo where you fight Lobo?
Yes.
So you know how Lobo has this move where he uses a chain?
Yes.
I think that'd be sick to have as a iconic power.
Could be.
I'm definitely not just saying that because I'm Ghost Rider. Definitely not.
Yeah, but the devs don't seem to be in a hurry to add any iconic powers or any powers for that matter. So when it comes to powers, what we have is probably what we'll have for quite some time. I don't expect them to add any new powers anytime soon. Not even any new iconic powers. Oh, we lost the Future Flash. Did someone pick him up?
Trying to. He didn't knock. There you go.
Okay.
Do not rest while
I
Ares
hate being
Oh, good news for you then, Jeffrey. The Lobo bike is already a base item. But you have to get it during the winter seasonal. Oh, we're starting to glitch.
Oh, that was easy. Yeah, I really wish, because you know the iconic power section in the game. I think that'd be so cool to have Lobo's chains as a new little power ability.
There's a lot of things that would be cool, but sadly, what we get is what the devs decide to give us.
It never looks so sick for my Ghost Rider. Filling up chains like that. Instead of using my, what's it called? Where are you at? You are? I don't know where you went.
Drill is asking, can I talk to you on Discord? I don't have a Discord just yet. And I don't go to the DCUO Discord, so probably not.
Yeah, okay, so instead of using this as like a makeshift chain, it'd be actually pretty cool to have Lobo's actual chain as like a pull. No?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jeffrey, Batman weapon-based display. Well, you mentioned also a few others, Alan Scott. Yeah, it would be nice to get more displays. They did that for a few things. We have the Dr. Fate helmet, the Amazonian bracers, the Trident for Aquaman, and I'm sure something else that I failed to mention. So yeah, they did give us a few of those displays, and then they didn't give us any more. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. Sometimes the devs will give us something, and we don't know if they stop giving it to us because people are not buying it, people are not using it. Like if they made those displays and no one uses them, that might be why they stopped giving them to us. But I'm pretty sure there's at least some people that do use those displays. So if they're not giving us any more displays, I couldn't tell why they're not give us anymore. Drill, you could try to send me a talent game. That would be one way to join me. Or leave a comment. Leave a comment in the comment section of this video. That would be a good way to reach me. Cars Thomas is saying someone on Instagram leaked a photo of Flash having his gold boots. That is good. Assuming it's not a prank, it's about time that he does get his gold boots. I think even the John Wesley ship didn't have the gold boots, so having the gold boots is way overdue, I would say. Oh, Drill, you're on Xbox? Yeah, Drill,
yeah,
leave a
John Wesley
comment.
ship had the black boots.
Sorry?
Yeah, the John Wesley ship had black boots. It's hard to tell, but he had black boots.
Oh. Drill, send me a message. Leave me a message in the comment section of this video afterwards.
Well, I shouldn't say they're black boots. They're like a dark red. His boots.
Oh yeah, it's about time he got his yellow boots, Jeffrey. I agree.
They better not be like basic rubber boots though, because that'll look ugly. They gotta put, because of the suit that they have, then they chose it has like an actual design on them. They're gonna have to do the same thing with the boots, because otherwise it's gonna look ugly.
Well, it's hard to tell because sometimes they do a really good job designing the costumes, and sometimes not so much. Like the Kingdom Come Superman costume they made for Brandon Routh. Holy crap, they struggled with that one. They knocked it out of the park. But there's other costumes sometimes where you have to wonder, like, what were they thinking?
Yeah, like, in my opinion, the worst outfit that I've seen was probably the Season 1 Green Arrow and the Season 1 Flash, in my opinion, was the worst ones. I did not like them at all. And I didn't like, what's his name there? Is it terrific? I didn't like his outfit either.
Oh, I thought it was fine. An Arrow, you mean?
Yeah, I didn't like it. Personally. What? I don't know why they changed Supergirl's outfit.
To give her pants. They were very proud of that fact.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either because it might be an original thing, but in my neck of the woods, ladies have been wearing pants since before I was born. For the past 40-some years, 50 years, a lady had been wearing pants over here. So seeing them all impressed or happy that finally Supergirl could wear pants, I don't get it.
Like I get tactically, it's actually better to have pants than a skirt.
She has invulnerable skin. Doesn't matter if she has pants or not.
That's what I was just about to say about Supergirl. Like it doesn't matter. She's a Kryptonian.
Oh yeah, Cyborg was not good. So it might be a regional thing, but they were acting as if. But we see that a lot with a lot of people. Like they seem to think that somehow ladies never were allowed to wear pants until 4 years ago or something. Where it's been ladies have been wearing pants for the past 50 years. So I'm not sure why it was a big deal all of a sudden, but apparently it was. Hello, Mr. Evil Turco. For Cyborg, somehow they seem to try to reinvent him. Like they tried to reinvent him for the new 52. It didn't work too well. Within like 2 years, they tried to reinvent his look again, and they've been trying to change his look ever since. And then we had obviously we had Cyborg from the Justice League movie, and then we had Cyborg from the Doom Patrol. So they don't seem to know what to do with Cyborg, and they keep on changing his look pretty much every time. Every time we see Cyborg again, he has a new look. So obviously they seem a bit clueless what to do with Cyborg, and I have to admit I kind of miss his classic look. I'm not crazy. I know that we'll never go back to that look, but that's the look that I like for Cyborg, but it might be because it's how I discovered the character.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had him in Doom Patrol. Didn't even know it.
Yeah, they in the Doom Patrol TV show they have Cyborg, and I haven't watched the show, so I'm not sure exactly why. I thought they at first I thought they got Cyborg to replace Robot Man, but Robot Man is there as well, so it seems a bit redundant.
Do they like communicate with each other?
I don't know. I don't think I saw Cyborg in the Smallville TV show. I haven't watched all the seasons,
Yeah,
so
they have Green
I
Arrow
don't.
in there too.
Sorry?
They have Green Arrow in there as well too.
Yeah, I remember Green Arrow, but I don't remember Cyborg.
Then they had Bert in there. I don't know why they chose Bart though. It just seems weird that they chose to do Bart instead of Barry Allen or Wally West.
Well, again, they were trying not to make a superhero TV show, so I guess they saw Bart more casual than Barry, I suppose. Like I assume they didn't put Bart in a costume.
No, they just kind of just put him in like a sweater.
I assume they felt
sweater.
they felt like they didn't have to to give Bart a costume, so that's probably why they chose him.
Yeah, I think they just gave him sneakers and a red sweater, and that was it, if I remember correctly.
But also odds, they probably wanted a teen speedster, and at the time it was Bart.
But I think if I remember correctly, they made him a thief, I think. Like, he uses super speed to steal things. If I remember correctly, that's the story arc they went with.
What might I?
And then they got Clark Kent, I think, to turn him good, I think.
Why am I not surprised?
I think. It's been a while since I watched it, so don't quote me on it, but if I remember correctly, that's how it went.
No mother box. I'm so sad. So this time we should have the Hydra. Oh, and inventory full.
Did you end up watching, like, I know you don't really care for the CW shows anymore, but did you end up watching any of the new Flash episodes?
No.
No? It's really cringe. it's really cringe.
The last things I saw, there was the cringe fight between. I saw some clips on YouTube a few months ago. Like there was this clip of Reverse Flash was with Flash fighting Godspeed, and they somehow summoned electric swords as if it was.
Yep.
So that was bad. That was you could tell that they don't know what they're doing anymore, or assuming they ever knew to begin with. And but the clip that really broke my heart was a clip with Joe West. They ruined the character of Joe West. Joe West was one of the best character in the show, and they turned him into a former shadow of his self. It's crazy. So I was really sad to see what they did to poor Joe in the show. And but the lightning sword fight, holy crap, that was really so. I don't know if they had a change of staff at some point, and if the new staff is clueless, because it's hard to believe that it's the same people who are making the show now. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a turnover in the staff at some point, and we have some new people who don't know what they're doing. And it's the only thing I can think of to explain what's going on.
Yeah, like, honestly, I feel like everyone in the CW just given up.
Could be.
Like, if you look at the quality of just all their DC shows, they've all, in general, just gone downhill.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty much been across
together.
the board. It's been across the board. They've been going down the drain across the board.
Like, once one of their shows went down, pretty much all of them started going down immediately.
Well, it could be that the whatever issues they have come from the top. So it could be the executives who, although I think didn't one of their showrunner leave or something. So that might explain it.
I have no idea. I don't
And
keep
not
up with their drama.
and not accurate is asking, what do you think about the chicken nuggets?
What?
No real thought. It's fine. I can't recall the last time I ate some, probably 20 years ago, but nah, I don't have an opinion one way or another.
Last week.
Last week, nah. No, it's a chicken nuggets. Not something I ever was especially fond of. And if I go somewhere, let's say McDonald's, chicken nuggets is the last thing I would take. So
Oh, I love them. I love chicken nuggies.
Starscream is saying yes, they are clueless, and I've never read a Flash comic. You can tell. Oh, I believe you. I believe you. Oh, time to get busy.
Alright, time to light him on fire.
Oh, people went down quick.
I didn't.
Let's see if we can say. Oh, that was close. Nah, sorry, I wasn't able to pick you up. Oh, and now I'm down.
We're good.
Evil Hydra. Hopefully I won't crash.
Oh, is that normal?
Yeah, at some point when you would get knocked down, when you try to respawn, the game would crash.
See, I find whenever I use a teleporter, I crash.
So at some point, what people would do is that when they would go down, they would stay down. They wouldn't try to get back up because they were afraid to crash. So it had like a diminishing return effect. Like the more people would go down, the harder it would get. And trying to defeat the Hydra at the time was, let's say, a bit challenging. Because as the fight would go by, as the fight would go, you would have less and less people doing damage, fighting the Hydra.
Alright, after the Hydra, I'm gonna go.
After the Hydra, we'll probably call it quits.
Okay.
Why is your supper calling you? Or dinner?
Yep. Know it.
On your command, I will muzzle that Hydra's jaws.
Oh, someone went down. Let's see if we can pick him up. Hello, Mortal Kombat Shorts. Sally, you're joining us pretty much in the last fight. So if you guys have some last minute questions, I'm gonna go to the hall of to the House of Legends afterwards. So if you want to ask a question or two when I get there, we'll probably end the video in about 10 minutes. Thank you, Mortal Kombat. Much appreciated.
Do you think I could solo the Hydra?
You can try.
Shop up the Hydra for show, and perhaps we can catch some bloodthirsty ocean.
But I don't think so. Because the issue would not be so much like I wouldn't be surprised if you could survive with your fire tank. But the problem would be to take down the health point.
Yeah.
Like even if you manage to survive, will you be able to take down the health point in what 3 minutes, 5 minutes? I forget how long we have.
No, definitely not.
So that would be the real issue.
It would.
Because we had the same issue with Doomsday when we got the first Doomsday bounty. The first time I fought Doomsday, I think I even made a video about that. I was able to we were able to survive fine. There was I think 3 of us. Me as a controller, there was a healer, And I forget if the other guy was the DPS or tank, but we were able to survive through the fight and hold our own against Doomsday, but we were not able to do enough damage.
Yeah. Oh, I was able to beat Doomsday in Flashpoint by myself.
Mortal Kombat is asking, could you make a video how to make Nightwing? Actually, I do have a video already. If you search in my videos, I have a video called Nightwing character creation or character creation Nightwing. I even have a whole playlist with my Nightwing character. So look in my videos for that.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I'm pretty sure you do.
Michael Tyrannikizo is asking if I could make an update for the Grim Knight. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. The one I made was quite some time ago, and ever since then we had basically the Flashpoint Batman style is perfect to be able to upgrade the look of our Grim Knight friend. So yeah, I could. I could probably do an update.
Hey, oh, good. We're at the House of Legends.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's say a little thank you to everyone. Let's give them a little bow. I love the look of the Shadow Knight.
Man, I was looking at the House of Legends map, and I think they might have a plan to expand it. Because if you look, there's some hallways there that are blocked off.
Yeah,
and that could
I know.
be opened up.
I know which one you mean. Yeah, it seems like they made it so that they could have an expansion over here. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the way it's made, there's quite a few places where there's what seems to be door that could lead to other rooms. So maybe they have no plans right now to do an expansion, but they made those anticipating the future. That could be.
I mean, it seems just so perfect, to make for it.
Oh, I lost you for a few seconds.
I was just saying, I think it'd be, it seems like it's such a perfect thing, like for the way they designed it. Yeah, they might not have plans for it now, but at least they built it like that for the future. So if they do have plans in the future, it's there,
Yeah.
Nice.
The one thing I wonder is that when they're going to get rid of the Watchtower and the Hall of Doom, because right now the way they've made the House of Legends, those two maps are pretty much redundant. So I could easily see them.
People are gonna hate me for this, but I think they should.
Well, I'm sure they would want to save some space, I guess. Now let's give everyone a little bow. So guys, if you have any last questions, we have 2 more minutes. So we may as well look around. So we have a nice, our friend Bart did a good job recreating the Impulse costume. We have a Goliath from Gargoyles.
Refer to me by my full title, Professor Zoom. Never forget it. You're just as much a disappointment as the Flash is.
Glad to work with someone who never stops chasing to take on more pretenders. I know just what you need.
So we have a few pretty cool versions of our friend Impulse.
You need my guidance, of course.
And our friend Future Flash always has some good Flash costumes.
That he does.
And he even has the golden boots. Now you're gonna be green with envy, aren't you?
Looks good.
Goliath. That was such a good show. The Gargoyles.
The wing looks sick. That looks pretty good. The wings. Wonder what those are. Those new ones?
It's the Halloweens. We got them as a free gift last year, but now we can buy them from the Halloween vendor. So if you like the wings that our friend Goliath has, go buy them right now. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait until next Halloween.
Yeah, they look good.
Thank you, Drill. Much appreciated. Russ the Roller, you did good. You hit the nail on the head. It's a really good version of Goliath. The Batman Classic ends next Thursday. Next Thursday we should have the Wonder Woman Classic. So you have roughly 1 week. Oh, you have roughly 1 week to be able to play the Batman Classics. After that, it'll be too late. People keep on mentioning on the forums how eventually the Save the Universe missions will come back, but when we don't really know. So next week, guys, it should be the Wonder Woman Classics. So odds are that is what we're going to play. Although the raid for the Wonder Woman Classic is Throne of the Dead. That raid will be difficult. We will probably play the event version of the raid, but even then, I wonder. I have to wonder how difficult the event version will be because there's a whole bunch of mechanics, and there's a whole bunch of strategies you have to use to be able to get through that mission. There's also part of the mission where you have to have a tank like I forget what it's called. One of the enemies has to be defeated by a tank. If anyone else attacks it, it gets back full health. So there's quite a few things to know about that raid that will make it, let's say, challenging, if not pretty much difficult. So we'll see. Drill is saying is one of the best Xbox tanks on the server. Well, yeah, good for you, Drill. But I guarantee you that anyone who's going to try to play that mission, especially with the random players, it's going to be a nightmare. So, guys, we're pretty much done for tonight. Sure, you could leave some comments in the comment section afterwards. I should be able to look at those. There should be some bosses tomorrow. So tomorrow at I think it's 10 Pacific time, so it should be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I'm not mistaken. So tomorrow there should be the boss fights with the devs. So if you guys want to do that, I'm not sure which server they're doing or if they're doing all of them. I have to admit I'm not very I don't know all that much about that event. So next week, guys, we will play some Wonder Woman classic missions, and then we'll probably play some bounties afterwards if we have the time. So, guys, thank you very much for coming to play with us. It's always appreciated. Thanks to everyone in the chat who chatted with us. You guys are awesome. And thanks to everyone who watched. Whenever you watch, it's always appreciated. And I guess something I don't do very often, if you could leave a thumbs up before you leave, that would be greatly appreciated. So thank you very much, guys, for being here. Have a good weekend, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye, guys.